Hello friends, today's topic. The ship was delayed by 6 hours, but the real problem started 6 months earlier. It's 0 to 15 hours in the morning. The phone rang beside master's bunk. Not the kind of call anyone likes receiving. The vessel was approaching the discharge port. Weather was acceptable. Main engine was running normally. No navigational issues. Yet, the terminal had just informed the vessel of a 6 hours delay. The operation team ashore immediately started calculating the impact, berth window risk, cargo schedule impact, possible demurrage exposure, charters asking questions. Everyone was suddenly focused on one thing, the 6 hours delay. But here is the interesting part, the 6 hours delay was not the real problem. The real problem had started 6 months earlier. Let me explain. A few months before this voyage, the company had expanded aggressively. More vessels, more cargo commitments, more commercial opportunities. Everything looked positive. The number looked good. The fleet looked bigger. The market was strong. Success appeared to be accelerating. But something else was happening quietly. Training sessions were being postponed. Crew familiarization was becoming shorter. Operational knowledge was sitting with a few key peoples. Documentation standards were slipping. Department were become busier, not weaker, just busier. And that's the dangerous part because operational weakness rarely announce themselves. They accumulate silently like rust beneath paints. Everything still looks fine until pressure arrives back to the vessel. The terminal delays itself was manageable. The real challenge began when information started moving between different parties. The vessel had one version, the agent had another, the terminal had updated instruction, the charters wanted immediate answers, operations need clarity. But because process had become dependent on individuals rather than system, information moved slower than the situation. Calls increased, emails increased, pressure increased. Everyone worked harder, yet clarity decreased. Eventually, the delay was resolved. The vessel discharged. The voyage completed. No major incident occurred. On paper, it looked like a normal operational challenge. But during the internal review, one superintendent said something interesting. He said the delay didn't expose a port problem, it exposed a system problem. And that sentence changed the discussion completely because many shipping professionals believe risk comes from storms, machinery failures, port congestions, bad weathers. Sometimes it does, but often the biggest risks are created long before the voyage begins. Inside planning, inside communication, inside training, inside system. This remind me of one of the most powerful lessons from history. Many people ask why. powerful organizations fail? They assume it is because competitors become stronger. Sometimes the real reason is different. The organization become harder to sustain than to grow. Growth creates complexity. Complexity demands system. And when system don't keep pace, pressure eventually exposes the gap. The same thing happened on board. The same thing happens ashore. The same thing happens in every industry. The strongest operators are not those who face the fewest problems. They are those who build system before the problem arrives. Because when pressure comes, and it always comes, you don't rise to the level of your ambitions. You fall to the level of your preparations. So before your next voyage, before your next cargo operations, before your next fleet expansion, ask yourself three questions. If a key person leaves tomorrow, what stops? If critical delay happens tonight, where does confusion begins? And if growth continue next year, are our systems growing too? Because the voyage may pay today's bill, but system determine whether the company is still thriving 10 years from now. And that is a lesson every shipping professional should remember. Thank you.